Hey everybody, hello, hello. I'm at my office today. Um, it's an interesting day today. I wanted to talk about a few things. First of all, I have this bun going on, which is doing whatever it wants to do as it usually does. So pardon my bun disaster or tragedy. Um, Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about today, and I'm probably going to go live later on today or tomorrow. I got a couple of new decks, guys, so I want to show you those. But yeah, so today's the anniversary of my father's passing. For those of you who knew or knew my relationship with Jack, you know, he was quite a guy. Dad passed in 2014, so we're on year 8 of the anniversary. And even as a medium, sometimes it's a little weird for me. I don't know kind of what to do with this day in a way. In the past years, usually what I do is I work or I distract myself, and I talk to Dad. I do that. But for me, I try to keep myself busy, and I miss him. But I know he's around me all the time. And I'm actually going to tell you guys a story about a message he sent me after he first passed. But, that's one of the things I was kind of curious about all of you and kind of what you did if, you've lost someone and it's their anniversary of their passing. Do you recognize the day? Do you do anything on that day? I mean, I'm curious to see what you guys feel about that. So yeah, I mean, today I'm working, and then we're gonna my mom and my brother, and there's a mass that my mom has set every year for my dad, because I call her the saint. She's very Catholic, so of course she has the mass for him, and that's we're gonna have dinner, go to the mass, have dinner, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I love to talk about people when they were alive. I mean, that's, they say that death happens when someone physically passes, and then the last time their name is uttered on earth. People die twice. So I'm going to make sure as long as I'm around that I talk about my dad and my people that I love, to keep their name alive. So thanks, Corwin. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm curious what you guys do. I like to celebrate stuff around my dad, like his birthday, or like when the Red Sox start playing, because Dad and I used to go to the Red Sox game with him on opening day. So sometimes I think of him then, and just different things. If I see something that says Jack and his, I'm like, oh, hi, Dad. Yeah, Corn, you're right. It depends on how everyone feels at the time. Some years are different than others too. And that's the other thing I think that's important is, whatever way you want to handle a day of remembering someone who passed, you handle it whatever way. If that's staying in bed all day, if that's, traveling, if that's whatever you have to do, if you just want to pretend it's not the day, that's fine. Every year I just kind of look at it like how, what am I going to do on that day? Because I definitely want to acknowledge him. We were really close, and he was a character. So usually on this day too, he gives me a sign that's that he's showing off. Like he'll do something, and I'm like, oh, Dad, you're showing off. So I wanted to tell you guys a story about how my father communicated with me after he passed away. It's kind of funny because. Oh, Corin. So before I agree my stepfather passed, but it's very much here and a part of our decisions even today. Absolutely. Oh yeah, that's a great point. That's an absolutely great point that, the legacy of our people, our folks, the ones who have touched us through however, whether they're related or not, people that we love help make us who we are today. And they have a hand in our decisions too. So I love that, Corin, to think about, we keep them alive that way too. But about 2 months before my father passed away, I was driving him to chemo, and we were talking about, life and death. And I said to him, would you do anything different? And my father said to me, nah. He's like, a couple of things I would have changed. And he did his little thing with his hand. Man, a couple of things I would have changed. But for the most part, I was happy with life. And that was nice to hear. And then he said to me, I'm going to talk to you. You're going to be able to hear me after I'm gone. So I'll talk to you. And then he, at the time I was drinking Diet Dr. Pepper, and he tapped the Diet Dr. Pepper while I was driving, and he said, and I'm going to make you hate that after I go. And guess what? I can't drink Diet Dr. Pepper now. It tastes gross to me. Thanks, Dad. Anyway, so the story I was going to tell you about how they communicate with us. So about 6 months after my dad died, less than 6 months after my dad died, I took a trip to Florida, and I was at the airport, and I think I was in Fort Lauderdale, and I was standing at the time, right about 8 years ago, Coca-Cola was doing that promotion where people could get their names on the bottles. So I'm at the airport, the cooler's facing me, and right in front of me is a label that's on a can that says James. Okay. Now, my father went by James legally when he signed his name, but he was given the name Giacomo. He's Italian, and everybody called him Jack. But when he signed his name, it was James. Okay. So I'm seeing this, and, of course, it's on the bottle. I didn't save the bottle. And I picked it up, and I said, okay, this is probably a sign from Dad, but is it a sign? Meanwhile, I'm a medium, and I'm asking if this is a sign from my father. Okay. We all have doubts. And I took a picture of it, and I sent it to my brother, who is a very, as much as I'm very woo-woo, just imagine the opposite of woo-woo. That's my brother. Wonderful guy, but definitely not on the same page as me as far as this stuff goes. And I sent it to my brother, and he said, "You're actually asking me that question?" And I laughed, and I said, I texted him back, and I said, "Yeah, I'm asking you that question." And he said, "Yeah, of course, it's Dad. He's, letting you know you're going to have a safe flight." Okay. So, still don't believe it. Okay. Even though it's the name he went by, I still didn't believe it. So I sat down and I thought to myself, well, Dad, if this is really you trying to give me a sign, I guess I need something else because I'm stupid. I can't get it. All right. I get on the flight. I get in my seat. I'm like in 7D. And the flight attendant comes over and says, "What would you like to drink?" And I said, "Oh, I think I'll have a Diet Coke." So she's, going and she's giving everybody their drinks. And then I see her coming, and she puts the Diet Coke can down in front of me. And it says, "Have a Coke with Dad." Yeah. I started to cry. The guy next to me was like, "Are you crying over your Diet Coke? Like, what's the matter?" And I just, I was like, all right, that's, I have to believe. And I, you can say it was a coincidence, whatever you want to do. I don't believe in those kind of coincidences. I think the spirits really do try to let us know they're okay. And my dad was always a guy that was trying to show he was, he was clever. And that was definitely clever. Because I saw her bring cans to other people. I mean, I just happened to get the one that said "Share a Coke with Dad." So, yeah. So just remember that I think your spirits, your ancestry, your loved ones in the spirit world want you to be happy. They want us to be, doing things that are good for us. I think that they're not spirits that are trying to manipulate us into doing things. They're not trying to run our lives. They just want to watch us and be happy. They want us to be happy. And that's the biggest thing. It's funny, recently, this kind of blends into this a little bit, this conversation. But recently I had a client say to me that I got a sense from her grandmother that she wanted to hear from my client. And my client said to me, I said to her, your grandmother's looking for you. Have you talked to her? Have you spent any time communicating with her? And she said, "No, I'm afraid she's mad at me." And her grandmother said to me, "I'm not mad at you. I just want to hear from you." Like, I think the spirits know that we're busy, and I think they know that we are doing our best every day. So, if you have a spiritual practice, and I like that Corwin that you wrote, they have their space and we have ours, it intertwines. It's absolutely true. So I think they were able to see that we get busy in our lives. We get distracted. We get, we only have so much time. And I think they understand that sometimes we get focused on other things. So anytime that you feel like a spirit is, upset because you haven't been in contact or whatever, I think the only time they really get mad is if you, and not even mad, they just, but they might, kind of tap you on the shoulder if you've promised to do something and then you don't follow through on that promise. Sometimes the spirits don't love that. Just in my experience. So, but I don't think the spirits get mad and disappointed if you haven't connected with them. It just means that they're waiting for you. So, if you do a little prayer to them, or just even talking to them, or, just letting the spirits, the ancestors, whoever it is, know that you love them, and you just, give them, a little time. That's all they really need. I have a little ancestry kind of space that has all my relatives' pictures and things like that. And I'll put a cup of coffee there, just for someone to enjoy, and I'll have a cup of coffee with them. Or, my grandfather loved beer, my dad's dad. So I might put a glass of alcohol next to his picture or something like that, just to say hello. And, family was Italian and Irish. And so, sometimes there was Irish liqueur there, and, all kinds of sweets and stuff like that, and coffees. And so just to let them know that I'm thinking of them, and bringing them a cup of coffee or something to eat while I sit with them, even for just, a little breakfast. So you can do stuff like that. But they don't get mad like that. So don't ever be afraid to approach your spirits. Like I said, they may kind of tap you a little bit like, hey, where have you been? But they're not there to yell at you. That's not what they're designed to do. They want you to know you're very loved from the other side. So I just wanted to share a little bit about, my experience as a medium. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Heather, thanks, saying it's so thoughtful, and that, it's something you can do with your spirits. You just let them know that you're doing okay. And, that's also something that just honoring them also helps to honor you. We have their blood running through us. So the work that we're doing is, going further in what they created for us. And then we create it for the generations coming after us. So, we have a responsibility, just like they had a responsibility, to help us move through our lives. And even though they're on the other side, they still do. They help us. And then now we're blazing the trail for the ones that come after us. And, sometimes they don't have to be blood related, though a lot of times they are. We're also blazing the trail for, just those future generations out there that need strong people to do that for them. So, think about that. If you think you don't make a difference, of course you do. What we do leaves a legacy behind for the people that come after us, whether they're relatives or not. Okay. Brooke, I love that. Even seeing a notification like this is a sign from our loved ones to pay attention. Absolutely. Absolutely. I got inspired to talk to you guys about this stuff today. So, if it helps, and that's the purpose of this, I really hope it does. But yeah, just remember how important our jobs are. We had our ancestors that did all the hard work to get us here. And then, even if it's us breaking patterns, I know sometimes, we have things from our ancestors that weren't always so great too. And maybe part of our job is to break the pattern so it doesn't go forward either. Sometimes we get those tough missions. But anyway, I'm sure I will be back on later on today. I've got a new deck I want to show you guys. So I'll probably do a card pull later, but I'll let you guys know. And so just remember, send love to your ancestors on the other side. Let me know how you remember them, even if it's not their day of passing or a memorial day for them. How else do you remember your folks? And what are you doing now to bring it forward? Anything you want to put in the comments, feel free, even after this is over. So I hope everybody has a great day. Take care of yourself today and every day. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.